TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations. Shalom, good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Israel's entire three-tier aerial defense array has been put on alert amid intelligence assessments of a threat of attack by the Islamic Republic of Iran. Jerusalem's Security Cabinet, which is headed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, unanimously approved the establishment of an oversight mechanism for foreign investments in Israel. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan reveals, despite assurances of limiting Ankara's military operation against the Kurdish militias in Turkey's safe zone in northeastern Syria, that every last terrorist will be cleared regardless of his location. Israel's entire three-tier aerial defense array has been put on alert amid intelligence assessments of a threat of attack by the Islamic Republic of Iran. During a graduation ceremony for Israel's aerial defense officers that was held last night, Air Force Commander Major General Amikam Nolkin divulged that the country's advanced anti-rocket and missile systems, including the Arrow, Patriot, David Sling, and Iron Dome batteries, are on alert, yet stopped short from disclosing the severity of the perceived threat. Furthermore, General Nolkin also revealed that the challenge of air defense has become more complicated. He explained that joining the threat of missiles and rockets are now also attack drones and cruise missiles, which poses an increased challenge to the aerial defense array of the Jewish state. It is important to mention that the Israeli Air Force chief's remarks were made just several days after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made a statement alongside U.S. Secretary of Treasury Steven Mnuchin, in which he disclosed intentions by the Islamic Republic to strike Israel from Yemen by means of precision-guided munitions. Netanyahu stressed that while Iran actively aspires to deploy such weaponry in Iraq and Syria and to convert an arsenal of 130,000 statistical rockets, which the Iranian proxy Hezbollah possesses in Lebanon, to precision-guided munitions, the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps has already begun equipping the Iranian-aligned Houthis in Yemen with the goal of reaching Israel from there too. Following Netanyahu's statement, a number of Western intelligence sources confirmed to TV7 that advanced missiles with a range of 2,500 kilometers, equal to a little over 1,550 miles, capable of reaching Israel, has been transferred by the IRGC to the Houthi rebels in Yemen. Furthermore, an informed source indicated to TV7 that a growing range of precision-guided missiles, drones, and other types of advanced weaponry forces Israel to expand its reach of preemptive operations in line with its ongoing efforts to thwart Iran's regional activities that aim to increase its capability of exacting a potential devastating blow to the Jewish state. The referred to preemptive operations are similar to attacks that were carried out in July and August of this year against Iranian proxy targets in both Syria and Iraq that were attributed to Israel, in which large quantities of cruise missiles and drones were destroyed. While the Iranian Foreign Ministry did not immediately respond to TV7's request for comment, senior Iranian military official Abbas Niforoshan boasted to the Iranian Tasnim news agency last month, claiming that the Islamic Republic had surrounded Israel from east, west, north, and south. Furthermore, commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, Major General Hossein Salami, cautioned Iran's enemies this morning, saying that in case of the smallest aggression, the IRGC will crush any enemy to the graveyard of their dreams. Earlier this week, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke to the Board of Governors of the Jewish Agency at the Menachem Begin Heritage Center in Jerusalem, during which he referred to the Islamic Republic of Iran as an evil empire that seeks to destroy Israel.
We are faced with an evil empire. It's called Iran. Iran seeks to destroy Israel. It says so openly. It works for this incessantly. Iran wants to develop nuclear weapons. It's transgressing on its agreement and commitment. Iran wants to develop precision-guided missiles that can hit any target in Israel within 5 to 10 meters. It's doing that. Iran wants to use Iran, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen as bases to attack Israel with statistical missiles and precision-guided missiles. That is a great, great danger.
Now in other news, Jerusalem's security cabinet, which is headed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, unanimously approved the establishment of an oversight mechanism for foreign investments in the Jewish state. The decision was made following 3 years of extensive deliberations that were held under intensive American pressure over concerns regarding the growing scope of Chinese investments in Israeli infrastructure and telecommunications. The mechanism will in practice serve as an advisory committee of the Israeli Finance Ministry, which will be tasked with reviewing national security issues in the process of authorizing general foreign investments in Israel. The official resolution does not mention China by name, even though the aim of establishing the mechanism is to prevent a Chinese takeover of companies and organizations, which would be liable to undermine Israeli national security interests, specifically the close relationship with the United States. The implementation of the oversight mechanism brings Israel in line with countries including the US, Canada, Britain, Germany, and Australia, which have also consolidated oversight processes for foreign investments on national security grounds. That said, an Israeli official with knowledge of the particulars told Israel state television that the established committee merely obtained powers of limited oversight, similar to what some European countries implemented in efforts to appease Washington while refraining from harming relations with Beijing. The Israeli Security Cabinet will convene again within 6 months in order to review the committee's performance. The Chinese embassy in Israel did not immediately respond to TV7's request for comment. Turning now to the Turkish capital Ankara, where President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said that despite Russian assurances of a complete Kurdish withdrawal from the so-called safe zone along northern Syria, continued attacks against Turkish forces indicates a failure of the Russian-Turkish arrangement. Addressing a gathering of his ruling AK party, President Erdogan emphasized that Turkey will retaliate severely by widening its safe zone if necessary.
Belirlenen sürenin sonunda maalesef hala teröristler tarafından bölgedeki askerlerimize ve Suriye Milli Ordusu'na yönelik saldırılar devam ediyor. Adeta karış karış tarayarak hem teröristleri imha ediyor, hem tahkimatları yıkıyor, hem de kalan mühimmat ve malzemeleri topluyoruz. Açık konuşuyor ve muhataplarımızı ikaz ediyor. Bu hattın dışından gelecek saldırılara en sert şekilde karşılık verecek ve gerekirse güvenli bölge sahamızı genişleteceğiz.
The Turkish head of state further revealed, despite assurances of limiting Ankara's military operation against the Kurdish militias in its safe zone, that every last terrorist will be cleared regardless of his location.
Bu tür mücadeleler uzun solukludur. Bazen bize 30 kilometrenin ötesindeki teröristler ne olacak diye soruyorlar. Diğerlerine ne olacaksa onlara da aynısı olacak. Son teröriste kadar tamamı temizlenecek.
It is important to explain that Turkey views the YPG militia, the most powerful component of the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, as a terrorist organization because of its links to the Communist Kurdistan Workers' Party, commonly known by its acronym PKK, an internationally recognized terror group that has battled Turkey for many decades. Thank you for watching us. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of our supporters, as your financial donations and prayers are the reason TV7 Israel News and Jerusalem Studio are made possible. I'd like also to continue to encourage you, pray for the peace of Jerusalem and the salvation of Israel. I'm Jonathan Hassan. Have a Erev Tov, and we will see you again tomorrow at the same time.